I'll let it kick off here.
Dwayne Glenski. Dwayne The Rock Glenski.
Damn.
11.
Viral.
Presented. Yeah. My guy.
Say it doesn't count with Stooley.
Especially when he was like toxic to us in the first place and
Yeah.
didn't even need to be.
I know. I'm going to respond and be like, doesn't count for him. He was that to us.
This is different. All right, I'm done working. Oh, no, I wanted this over here. This over here. Where's my email?
Oh, did that say we're... Oh.
Dwayne Glenski.
Dwayne Glenski is here. All
right, I'll take a picture for the... Probably can't even see the label.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on. All right, fuck it.
Here's Wilson. Drifting in. Oshie from out high with a shot. He scores! TJ Oshie and the Caps take game one.
Welcome back, Plugs and Thugs, episode 98. Come to you live.
Shit. I didn't even realize something.
What's that?
I didn't even plug in my mic.
Oh, no wonder you sounded like we were playing Xbox. How's it going, Zach?
I'm all right, just chilling. Took a little nap during that Caps Bruins game. I just dozed right off. Had a nice big turkey sandwich for dinner, so I mean, yep.
It was a fat sleep, gotcha. I totally get that. I usually do that to, after work. But don't worry, I got you, Berkey. Berkey, I'm here for you. I got you. Had to throw on my McKinnon jersey. It's playoffs now.
You fucking bandwagon bitch.
I ain't bandwagon. I bought this thing like 2 years ago. 3, maybe longer. Surprisingly, I still fit in it.
What?
Oh, hi, Butta.
Huh? Hey, Butta. Thanks for tuning in, bud.
He's first and second. Nice. First and second. Welcome in, guys. Obviously, you see it's Zach and I again. Scott was actually going to be able to join us, but he wrote us right before the show saying he wasn't going to be able to make it. And Dave
Scott's here.
Oh, is he? Oh, hey, Scott. Scott made comments, but not on the show. And then we also had Dave, who's working late tonight, so he may jump in later. Hopefully, he gets home and wants to jump in. But yeah, as always, we're starting the show here. I want to make sure we get our normal plugs in before we get into the awesome action. Obviously, it's playoff time for NHL, so we'll have lots of awesome things to talk about. So
he's Daniel, and I'm Zach.
Yes.
And as always, you can follow all of our links down here in the neutral zone.
No, I'm Dave.
Oh, he's Dave. I'm Daniel.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, underneath you can follow our Twitter in the NTRL zone, Instagram at itnz.hockey, and then in the Neutral Zone hockey podcast on YouTube. You can also find me and Daniel on Wednesday on the NZHL Media Show. You can also find me and Dave on the Zach and Dave Make a Podcast, which we're supposed to record this Thursday.
Ooh.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
And then you can find me and Dave on the Dungeons and Dummies podcast on Sundays with Alex. Great time.
Sunday.
That's always a great time, man.
Did you guys record yesterday?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay, so I didn't miss an alert. Okay.
No, we didn't yesterday. Some shit came up.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I was just making sure because I was like, wait, I don't think I got an alert.
Wait, what the fuck?
What?
The fuck?
What happened? Work?
I'm just looking at that sandwich that Dave fucking posted in the fattening. Who is that? And what is that?
What? Uh-oh. What do we got here?
You fucking...
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. But...
Is that mayonnaise?
I have no idea, but it just looked disgusting, so I didn't ask for any details.
Or it could be gravy. Maybe they carry around their own gravy.
I don't know, but he did his nails for that picture, so kudos to him.
They're cute. They're cute.
Yeah, so normal plugs that we got through those. How was your Monday? How was your Monday, Zach?
It was good, man. A little busy this morning, but then the day kind of quieted out, even though I had like 85 computers I needed to set up remotely. So, I mean, that kind of sucked, but...
85?
No, there's a lot. Dude, what is Ryan Graves arguing here? That was clearly out.
Oh, yeah, that's not even close.
What are you arguing here, bud? Or hold
on. Remember, it's a penalty. Everybody argues penalties.
Well, okay, I understand that. But, like, what were the refs even discussing? Like, that was clearly delay of game.
Yeah. I think maybe he was trying to get away with, there was a stick that looked like it flew in front. It wasn't close to hitting it, but tried to get away with it.
No. Wasn't even close.
No, not at all. But yeah, so playoff hockey.
So Connor McDavid closed the season with 105 points in 56 games.
Right into it. Love it. Oh,
Discuss.
Man. I mean, the only thing to discuss there is what we did last week. Regardless, absolutely impressive. Even though it was the North Division, still 105 points in 56 games. That's
it's pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Especially since, like we talked about, it only took him 53 games to get 100, and we were thinking, like we said, he'd probably be able to do it in 13 games or whatever it was. Or no, it was 13 points in 10 games. But yeah, so pretty impressive, 105 points, which is great in any normal season, getting over 100 points.
Never.
Discuss. This is not the NZHL podcast. Sorry, Gizmo.
We're talking about hacking.
Yeah, we're talking about how your Philadelphia Flyers choked away everything.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Matthews captured the Rocket Richard with 41 goals.
Man, I'm so good, like I called it.
Yep, like we both called it. We are absolutely let's see. We are Nostradamus, Zach and I. We just knew from the start. That's just exactly what was happening. He won by 8 goals too, I think. So,
but also impressive. Too, though. I mean, I think
North Division.
Yeah, North Division. It boils down to all. That's what it all boils down to, dude. North Division.
It does. It definitely contributes. I happened to. I quoted The Athletic earlier today. They posted something like, "How did Austin Matthews get 41 goals?" and blah blah blah. And they're talking about how the coaches and other teams were talking about how great Austin Matthews put in the work and blah, blah. I was like, yeah, he's a great player, but I'll tell you how he got 41 goals in 56 games. Yeah, the North Division. Playing a division with no defense and goaltending.
Imagine if Colorado played in the North Division this season.
Oh, my God. If Colorado played in the North Division, they may have not lost a game.
Yeah, they probably would have gone undefeated, dude. Straight up.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. I'd like to see that.
Dude, the Kings probably could have made the playoffs in the fucking North Division.
Probably. If they played in the North Division, they probably would have finished the 2 seed.
Yep.
It's just weak up there, bro. It's just fucking weak. So, I mean, again, like, I'm not trying to discredit what fucking Connor McDavid did, because what he did was awesome.
Or Austin
dude.
Matthews. Nope.
Or Austin
Still gotta
Matthews. I mean,
finish.
that's a lot of goals. But again, it was in the North Division, man. And there's no defense and no goaltending up there. So, I mean,
It's only slightly better than not having a goalie in the net.
pretty much, yeah.
Vegas.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
I just saw him go
God.
flying. What happened?
Oh, my God. That's saved by Binnington on a 2-0.
Okay. Yeah, I saw.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's a penalty. I'll have to check the replay on that. Vegas won the Jennings Trophy with a 2.18 goals against average.
They played very stout defensively, man. And when you look at their goaltending and also their oh my God, slow mo.
Oh my. Yeah, that's disgusting.
You gotta lift that, bud. When you look at their goaltending along with their style of play, their puck possession game, it's no surprise that they won the Jennings. I mean, that's pretty.
Well, and then you throw in the fact that you've got Marc-Andre Fleury and Robin Lehner.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like their goaltending is just lights out.
Yeah.
I mean, you have two very good goaltenders. Their style of play is very, it's a puck possession game. Plus, they have good defensemen, and you got to look at their forwards too. I mean, like their captain, Mark Stone. I mean, he's even though he's never won it, I don't even think he's been in the race. Like he's always like up in the conversations for Selke.
Oh yeah, he's one of the better two-way 200-foot players. I mean,
his takeaway numbers are beyond, dude, beyond pretty much anybody out there.
Yeah,
dude is a monster.
I mean, I agree. Well deserved though. That tandem, no shocker really. Like you said, you throw them. One, they're just good goaltenders in their own right, and then you put them in that kind of a system, and of course they're going to excel.
Yep, I agree.
And then you throw in the fact, yes, they did play in a weaker division too, but
this is true.
Yeah, I mean that contributed, but I also think I don't know that could contribute a little bit. Also, I still think it wouldn't have been. I mean, it was them and then the Islanders finished second place for the Jennings. So I mean, I still think that they did some work and they look impressive, as well as again, we talked about, even though the West Division being a little bit weaker, they play all around game. So I don't think it contributed as much as points and goals going against no defense and goaltending. So.
I mean, they had to play the.
Oh, look at Chupapi's here, Chupapi.
Oh, Chupapi.
Yo, boys, I just pulled over. I was caught in a little bit of traffic. I pulled over. I wanted to say I love you guys. I hope you have a good rest of the show. I'm driving home still. I had my headphones on, and I was like, I want to say hi to the Chupapis, my favorite people in the world.
Chupapi. Do you have sunglasses on?
No, those are his real glasses.
These are my real glasses. They're legit glasses.
While he's driving, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought they were the tinted glasses, like the 70s porn star glasses.
I'm not that old yet. I'm old, but I'm not that old.
I'm middle-aged.
The middle of the age group.
The middle of the age group. Hell yeah, dude. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to say, like I said, I love you guys.
He's driving,
dude. That's listening. And if you guys are still on when I get home, I'm going to jump on.
Do it.
All right, guys. Love you.
Chupapi.
Oh, that was cool. I thought he was home already, but hopefully we'll still be recording if he's not too long. What?
I was just saying.
Oh. Well, look who it was.
Look who the cat dragged in.
But yeah, so anyways, moving on. Colorado, they won the President's Trophy. We called that too.
Yep.
No shocker there.
I mean,
it did come down to the final day.
Oh, that's what I was going to say about Vegas winning the Jennings Trophy. I mean, they played against the number one team in the league in Colorado. So, I mean, you got to give them some credit.
That's true. It's true. I mean, you look at Minnesota, who's been really good all season.
They're not bad.
I do. I think, like I said, they're more complete teams here, so I don't think it contributes as much because I don't think, even like we talked about with the Kings, I mean, their goal scoring ability wasn't as as slow as recent years. It picked up the season, and they actually played really well. So it's not like they weren't an offensive threat, and it was ridiculously unfair. Jordan Biddington said, "Fuck your President's Trophy."
That was a wild.
That was a wild save.
How big of a boner do you think you got? Like, was he touching cup?
Well, I hope he had a boner already, because you got to be hard all the time.
You got to be chubbed up.
You got to be chubbed up. That's right. Maybe he'll stop by. All right. I have a question for you, Zach.
I may have an answer.
Would you believe me if I told you that Tom Wilson led the league in penalty minutes by an astounding 21 minutes?
I would not believe you. That is asinine. That is dude, that is so extraordinary, like, to say that, dude, that I can't believe that, man. I cannot.
He almost cracked 100 penalty minutes in 56 games.
Because he's a fucking piece of shit.
The next closest had 70, I think it was 76.
I honestly don't understand why this dude is in the league. And before people even start commenting like, well, it's just his game, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think one person, I think it was Berkey, was defending Tom Wilson. And it's like, bro, imagine if Tom Wilson did that to Nathan McKinnon. Like, how pissed off you would be, dude. Like, what he did to Panarin. You'd be pissed. Dude, it doesn't even have to be to a Kings player, and I'm already fucking pissed, man. Like, fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit. Doesn't deserve to be in the league anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you only get so many chances to me. I mean, like, the thing is for a while, like I said before when this was an actual topic, I didn't defend him, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt with playing on the edge and yada, yada. I mean, even other players and former players did. But when you do something like that, and you have guys that were considered goons in the league at some point, not supporting what you just did to Panarin, and I mean that just tells you all you need. I mean, you crossed a line. If you cross a line, you either apologize and make a change, or you just stay a piece of shit.
And he's forever going to stay a piece of shit, man.
It doesn't help when, I mean, it also doesn't help when your team really just doesn't, I don't want to say doesn't care, but oh my God, what a poke by Graves.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Dude, Hoffman thought he had a for sure goal right there. Oh my God. His eyes lit up like it was Christmas Day, dude. He was like, yeah, let's go.
Ryan Graves says, hey, Jordan Binnington, I could save goals too.
Fucking A.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, McKinnon just got walked. Oh, that was dirty.
Oh, yes, we are watching the game as we record, as usual. And, Zach, I forgot to tell you the best part that I wish I figured out earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Remember how I was taking that long-ass HDMI cable and plugging it into the TV behind me?
Yeah.
I can plug it right into my extra monitor. But, oh, wait, I just got the monitor like 3 weeks ago, so I guess that doesn't help me. Okay, so I don't feel as stupid anymore. But yeah, so I plugged it in, so I have the TV on my extra monitor now.
Let's go.
So I'm live instead of watching the stream.
Just gotta get yourself an Apple TV, man. I got one this past weekend. This is how much of an office bitch I am, dude. Because Amazon didn't carry like Peacock TV, like they just don't. And because Peacock TV only carries The Office, I had to go buy an Apple TV so I can watch The Office. Dude, I was having office withdrawals, bro. I haven't watched it since like the beginning of the year.
Damn.
I know, dude. I felt like shit.
Unreal.
If you're a racist, I will attack you in the north. It's 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky.
Michael Scott.
Dude, that has to be one of the greatest shows that have ever.
Oh, it's a great show. I
ever
love
been
it.
around, dude.
I love it. We were talking about the other night with when Jim comes in dressed up as Dwight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Jim, the identity fraud. Identity fraud affects millions of people a year.
Not a joke.
Or use a VPN. Nah.
Don't be stingy, Mark.
Don't be stingy, Mark. Have you seen that video?
I don't think so.
Oh, dude. Merry Christmas. Here you go.
You're gonna have to send it to me.
Oh, I am right now.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well,
We completely got derailed.
we did get derailed a little bit, but that's
while
because we
Daniel
have-
was watching this,
yes,
you go ahead and watch that, Daniel, and I'll talk
Okay.
about how much of a piece of shit Tom Wilson is.
oh, okay, I'll do that.
So Tom Wilson is a piece of shit, boys and girls. He is an absolute piece of shit. And I don't want to hear, well, if he was on your team, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't want somebody like that on my team. Somebody who puts people's health at risk. You know, he could have seriously injured Artemi Panarin, man. Had that dude's head hit the ice, he could have become a vegetable. I mean, he would have been like Sidney Crosby, a la one more headshot. He would have just been a fucking potato.
Where did you send it?
In the private chat.
Oh, over there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't be stingy, Mark. Dude, this video is very, very cringy, dude. Very cringy. I kind of want to watch your reaction to this. It gets better, dude. It gets better. Oh my god, dude. It gets so much better. It gets so much better, dude. But yeah, Tom Wilson, biggest piece of shit in the NHL. Don't think he deserves to play in the NHL just because of how much of a piece of shit he is. So yeah, I definitely am not surprised that he led the league in penalty minutes because again, Tom Wilson is a piece of shit. And I would fight him with my shirt off. Only if he fought me with his shirt off. Oh, dear God. You're someone that talks shit about Dowdy. Wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course, man. Dude, I wouldn't want somebody like Tom Wilson on the Kings, dude. I mean, he's just a piece of shit. He plays on the edge, you know, and I mean, I'm all for like hits. I'm all for fighting for your teammates and stuff like that. I'm all for that kind of shit, dude, 100%. But somebody who plays on the edge that much, like damn near ending people's careers with like borderline hits and stuff, I'm not okay with that, man. It's not my cup of tea, dude. Just not. Daniel's in the throes of not being stingy right now, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That is cringy, but that's hilarious.
Don't be stingy, Mark.
Don't be stingy, Mark.
Give it to me, Mark. Don't be stingy.
Oh, shit. All right.
Dude, Mikko Rodman for being 6'4" goes down so easy, dude.
I mean, he's not that big.
He's 6'4".
Yeah, he's 6'4", but I don't know. Maybe he plays a little bit lighter.
The dude goes down faster than Monica Lewinsky.
Oh, hello, Chubb. We thought we'd see you at some point. We were hoping.
Why don't you come stop on in and we'll wish you a happy birthday.
That's right. Get some BDE. He's been on here before, I think. All right, playoff predictions. We'll start with the Pittsburgh and Islanders series here. So before, so yeah, they already had game one happen. 4-3 in overtime. For the
Islanders took that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Paul Mary with
a hell of a shot.
Oh, yeah. Went right through his glove side.
Needed a 92 glove.
Just ask Chubb. Dude,
that was up. That was up by the goaltender's head. He hit that tiny little pocket, dude. It was a hell of a shot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was the tying goal that went through his glove. That shot was disgusting. I don't know how he fit it in there.
Story of my life.
Yeah. Oh, well, Blues just tied it.
Well, Jordan Kyrou, kid's so fast.
But yeah, so Paul Murray already paying dividends for the Islanders. He apparently, somebody, I saw a tweet last night, he just needed to be able to grow out a beard. So he's got his playoff beard going on here. Not very much of one because he just started growing it, but at least he's got something back on his face. Not gum, a beard.
So
your predictions for the series, and your X factor. How do you think this series plays out?
I'm actually going to take the Islanders. And my X factor is Barry fucking Trotz. Barry fucking Trotz, dude.
Barry fucking Trotz. He is an X factor.
I mean, he just knows how to coach, dude.
He does. Obviously, they were able to steal one in Pittsburgh, as the Islanders with a road team. They're the 4 seed in this the Eastern Division. I'm going to pick the Islanders as well. Not for me, it's not really a shocker because I also picked Pittsburgh to miss the playoffs completely. They have been amazing. I actually was going to pick Pittsburgh before the series started, and that's because of their depth, except Malkin didn't come back yet. So Carter's playing the 2C, which has worked out for them since he's come over there. That's not a knock against him because Jeff Carter, especially in the playoffs, is another, he's an animal.
Different sort of beast.
Yeah, he is. But the thing is now that we are making these predictions after a game has happened and the Islanders were able to steal one in Pittsburgh, and it just depends on who they roll out there. I know Viral, as a Pittsburgh fan, has once DeSmith to be able to play the next game, but I don't know if they're going to make a goaltending change. We shall see, and I think that's what's really going to come down to. It's going to be the goaltending. I think the Islanders, we talked about it before, everybody calls it the boring hockey. Barry Trotz knows what he's doing. So I really think the X factor is going to be the goaltending. Islanders have a really good goalie tandem.
With Sorokin and Varlamov.
Varlamov, yep. Sorokin went in game 1. I don't know if, but they're both, that tandem is really good. They play just a really sound team game. And like you said, your X factor being the coach, I think he's going to factor into the series a lot, especially since he knows a team like the Penguins very well. And I mean, that's the thing is I really think more so it's not a player for me. It's going to be the goaltending. And I think the Islanders with their system and their goaltending, I think they have the edge after being able to steal one.
I think they have the edge in goaltending as well. But yeah, I definitely picked New York in that series. I'm going to pick New York in 6.
I'm also. I don't think it's going to be. I think Pittsburgh has enough to get a couple of games. But yeah, they're going to have to do it in 6 because if it goes to game 7 in Pittsburgh, I think that's going to be tough. That'll be much more tough than winning in a shorter series.
Holy shit, what a save right there. Moving on to Washington and Boston. Game 1 ended 3-2 OT for Washington. On a great tip by former Kings great Nick Dowd. And then game 2 ended in overtime on a 1-2 blast from Brad Marchand. So
After
series
a
is tied.
beautiful pass by Grizzly.
Yep. Series is tied 1-1, heading over to Boston. Who do you got in this series?
So this one's going 7. These two teams, I mean, again, a lot of these, this is kind of regular season 2.0, as they've all played each other about 8 or 9 times. But this is going to go 7. I think home ice isn't as important in this series because these are more evenly matched teams in my mind.
Yeah.
I think they can go toe-to-toe with each other. It's going to come down to goaltending. Again, I think this is going to be another one that comes down to goaltending. Is Rask going to step up and play like we know he used to be capable of?
Craig Anderson in net for the.
Craig Anderson was in net tonight. And I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of these teams are, they're rocking tandems now. So it's just kind of how they split it up. Anderson kind of early on didn't really look very good. I think he allowed, I don't know if it was it 2 goals on 2 shots? I missed the first 2 goals
5 shots.
Or 5 shots. Okay. I knew it wasn't very many.
No. And then he settled down.
And then he settled down and didn't allow any. I mean, the rest of the goals basically came in the third period. I think it was, because then it was 3-3 going to overtime. They both scored in the third. So, I mean, he stepped up and played well. But, yeah, I think, again, this is going to be another one of those series that comes down to goaltending because these are evenly matched teams.
100%.
They can go toe-to-toe offensively, defensively, and that's going to be, again, the X factor for me. And I think this time, I think Boston has the edge here. And aside from it just being kind of a goaltending matchup here, I actually think Taylor Hall might be the X factor as a singular player. He's looked really good since coming over there. He scored again tonight, the tying goal. And I think he might try to make a statement for himself in these playoffs here. And that's who I think it's going to come down to.
I'm going to take Washington in 7. And the reason being, I think they have better depth than Boston does. When you have, when you look at Washington's goals tonight, it came from their I think it's their fourth line, Nick Dowd, Garnett Hathaway, and Carl Hagelin. Garnett Hathaway had 2 goals. Dowd had an excellent feed to Hagelin, which kind of dumped it to Orlov, and Orlov over to Garnett Hathaway for his second goal. I think because of Washington's depth, that Washington is going to take this, and I think the X factor will be Washington's fourth line. Dude, Nick Dowd and them were out there playing against Bergeron and Marchand and all them, and besides the OT goal, you didn't really see much from them.
No.
So I picked Washington because of their fourth line. I think that fourth line is going to come up huge in this series. That's a fair point. Again, I think that no matter what, I think this series goes 7, and I think that it's going to be a great series too.
Yeah, I think the home ice isn't as important in this one like the last one. Like I said, if Pittsburgh pushes it to 7, I think they'll have the edge. But we shall see. Next, we have Carolina and Nashville, who played their first game tonight. This is the only game in the playoffs that has not gone to overtime.
Carolina took it, right?
Yes. Carolina took it 5-2.
In that series, I see Carolina in 5, to be quite honest. I don't think Nashville has the depth to keep up with Carolina's depth, and also their team game and their team speed. Nashville doesn't have it. They just don't. They were kind of lucky that they squeaked into the playoffs this season. I think if it was a regular season, I don't think they would have made the playoffs. I think Dallas kind of came on a little bit too late, so that's why they aren't in it. But
Yeah.
I just don't think Nashville has what it takes to beat Carolina, so I'm taking Carolina in 5. My X factor for Carolina is going to be Martin Necas.
Okay. I also agree. I think if this goes 5, I'll actually be. I don't want to say shocked, but I think that's the longest this series goes. Carolina is really deep, as you said. They play a very, very fantastic team game. They're
really fucking good, dude.
Yeah, they're really good. I mean,
they were
really
2 points 2 points off of the President's Trophy, dude. So
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
they're
really,
really fucking good team. And they play some
good.
really fucking good teams this season.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. They played in one of the most competitive divisions that were available this season. They look really good, and I agree. I think I can actually. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if they sweep. Yes, Nashville may steal one. Maybe they'll get one at home. But
I just don't see them keeping up with them.
I don't either. And my X factor is actually who scored. I think he scored twice tonight too. Is Jordan Stahl? I think Stahl is. Or hold on, I always mix the brother. Is it Jordan or Eric?
Jordan Stahl.
Okay.
Jordan Stahl's in Carolina.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, he looks really good. He scored I think he scored twice tonight.
Yeah.
I just think he's the driving force there, and he looks
captain,
fucking
man.
Fired up. I know,
well, dude, this is his
he looks like a fired up captain too.
This is his 9th trip to the Stanley Cup playoffs, man. Like, he knows what it takes to get it done.
Yeah.
He won a cup in Pittsburgh. I think he won a cup in Carolina before too, right? He was in Carolina, got moved to Pittsburgh, won a cup in Pittsburgh. I think he started out in Carolina. I could be wrong. But I know he has a cup of Pittsburgh, so I know he knows how to win.
He does. He knows how to win.
So this is his
yeah. I mean, like I said, I know he's a captain. I know he's kind of that force in the locker room. Like sometimes there's those.
Hold your thought. I'm gonna go get that beer you gave me. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll wait till he gets back to talk about stuff. But yeah, I mean, Carolina, they just look impressive. I mean, there's no way that this series, to me, goes longer than 5. They've been impressive all season long. Like you said, 2 points out. 2 points out of the President's Trophy in one of the tougher divisions. I mean, that's absolutely impressive what they were able to do this season. No shocker from us. Kind of always silently root for Carolina. I think most people do. It's great. Was kind of surprising, though. I know I'll touch on it when Zach comes back. I forgot to look up the capacity for the arena. It was nice and packed, that's for sure. And they even did the celebration at the end.
That's how good of a friend I am. I drove all the way out to Santa Clarita to take you those beers.
I know.
Or that beer.
Yeah, and I gave you 2 in return for your drive.
Oh my God, this smells amazing.
Dude, it was really good. I was talking about while you were gone, like the we didn't look up the capacity, but it looked pretty packed in Carolina.
Oh my God. Dude, so all right. So if you didn't watch the Vegas Minnesota game, which we didn't cover yet.
Not yet.
Okay. That's coming up. If you didn't watch the Vegas Carolina game, the Vegas game looked packed, but then when you look into it, down in the lower bowl, they had a lot of empty seats with just red or yellow, kind of like badge.
Yeah, I didn't see that at first. It looked like somebody wearing a jersey.
Yeah, and that looks cool. But
they made it a really good. Yeah, they did.
Carolina's lower bowl was fucking filled.
Oh yeah, you saw all the fucking towels.
That's fucking wild, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if North Carolina has a fucking surge in COVID cases, man. Like, dude, as soon as they lift restrictions, 100%, let's go.
I mean, yeah,
the numbers are low. The numbers are low, and I'm probably being overcautious about it and stuff like that. I understand that, but still, like, just to see that, dude.
I know. No, I agree. I mean,
I hope that they did rapid COVID testing, or they did like, you had to have the vaccine and show proof.
Oh, you know what? I think Carolina was the one that put out the way that they separated the stadium.
They did.
They had a one half of the stadium, if I remember. I think it was them. I think one half of the arena was vaccinated. So if you're vaccinated, they sat them closer together. And then the other half, they had like a break. And then the other half of the arena was
rapid tested.
Well, or either that, or they had less. Like one half of the arena had probably less people, so they were spaced out. But they had a vaccinated section.
All vaccinated. The lower
could have been. Yeah, I remember seeing somebody.
That's actually really smart.
It's a very smart idea. Like and you and I talked about it before. We're both very maybe we're cautious too, but at the same time, like I mentioned, it's like California. We've been a lot more cautious about it, but if we have been, we're literally like 3 weeks away from opening everything here.
Fully.
Yeah, fully here. So dude, if other states are doing it quicker, of course they're going to be.
It's probably because they had less people. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. But dude, I don't know. I mean, I was getting sidetracked. But did you hear the LA County health officials saying that we're about to hit herd immunity in LA County? Yeah, hell yeah, let's go. Dude.
Yeah, did you see? I saw baby. In California, even they said that I think we've done like
a shit ton of vaccines.
Yeah, there was like I don't remember what the percentage was, but I saw like millions of fucking.
Oh yeah, no, it's wild. And then
it was like over 3 million or something.
I heard, or I was listening to the radio NPR earlier today, and they were talking about how they called it the Great Resignation, and how this summer all like COVID restrictions are going to start getting lifted because America be safe.
Yeah.
Let's go, boys.
It's nice. It'll be cool. It'll be nice to get back. As much as I enjoy working from home, it'll be a lot nicer to it'll be a lot nicer to do other things. Like I told you, I have the 28th off that Friday.
Oh yeah.
Going to Universal because we still have our passes.
A bunch of my homies just went to Universal.
Yeah.
Dave and Rita went to Universal the same day a couple of our other homies went. Like they saw each other right there. Yeah. Yeah, Lori and I are going to Disneyland on the 15th. We have tickets. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Lori sat in line for 12 hours the day the tickets open. And the reason why we went the 15th is because Marvel Land is going to be open. We're going to California Adventure. We're not going to actual Disneyland. Dude, Disneyland is boring compared to California Adventure, dude.
I get both. To me, I enjoy Disneyland just because I like the nostalgic factor for me.
Yeah. I mean, so do I.
I really enjoy Disney. But yes, I agree with the fact. Well, now at Disneyland, there's going to be multiple places you can get alcohol now, too.
In Disneyland?
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a couple different places now you can get it, including the restaurant in Pirates.
Oh, the Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon, yep. Oh, yeah. Is it the Blue Lagoon?
Yeah,
something like that. Blue Bayou. Sorry,
Blue Bayou. I've always wanted to eat there, dude.
I went there, yeah. Actually, the first time I went there, my wife took me.
Oh, really?
She took me, yeah, because her mom had a gift card or something.
I'm going to look it up now. Don't be stingy, Mark.
Don't be stingy. All right, next series, Florida and Tampa Bay. Oh, we're going to have fun talking about this one. Florida, Tampa Bay. They had game one yesterday. 5-4 OT win by the Lightning.
Okay, I'm going to start it off on this.
Please do. We can argue about this.
I don't fault Tampa Bay at all for doing what they did. But it is mightily fucked up that the day the playoff starts, their two best players get to come back two of their best three players get to come back and play like nothing ever fucking happened. It looks like Kucherov never missed a fucking beat, bro.
Well, he's just built different.
Bullshit. Okay? No. If you haven't played in, what is that, 4 or 5 months since he last played? And you come in, bullshit, he's going to hit those cross-seam or cross-ice passes to fucking Stamkos for one-timers. Stamkos looked like somebody who hasn't played in like for a long time. Kucherov looked perfectly fucking
But that's
fine.
what I'm saying. That's why I think maybe he is just built different because Stamkos only missed 19 games. I mean, that's a lot, but he had already been active during the season. He was active. Okay, so I agree. Well, what the fact is, I don't blame Tampa because for me, that's great team management. They knew the rules. They knew what they can do. And I'm saying that with the knowledge that potentially Kucherov could have came back a lot earlier than he did. But for me, I'm not going to make an inference like that because when I'm looking at it as a team, I understand the cap situation. And I understand how, quote-unquote, loaded Tampa is. But when you think about it, there is no way in anyone's right mind as an organization that you want your best player to miss the full season when there's no guarantee, especially in one of the best divisions that was coming into this weird season, one of the most loaded divisions. And to sit there and just say, yeah, we're going to let Kucherov sit out. I mean, yes, I don't think he lied about, I don't think there was an injury lie at all.
No.
But I don't think even half the season. I don't think it's even that bad. I think that if anything, he may have been healthy a couple weeks earlier. And to me,
I think he's probably been healthy for like a month.
Maybe a month. And still, to me, I don't see that as egregious, even from.
It's cap circumvention, man.
It's cap circumvention, but it's.
They were able to go out and make trades for teams to bolster their roster and put them right up against the cap, knowing that once the playoffs started, their best player was going to be ready, and then they were going to be able to go full fucking steam ahead.
But this is where I sit there and say against that, if you're a team trading with Tampa, why do you continue to do that if that's your actual feeling? Like if you actually think Kucherov's probably ready to go once the playoffs hit and probably 100% healthy, even if they're thinking what you are, a month early. So that means he's going full force training a month earlier, ready for the playoffs. Why would you help another? I understand that maybe they're getting something from, but there's no way you're helping a team like Tampa Bay just basically steamroll the playoffs.
What?
You're not going to help Tampa steamroll through the playoffs with nothing.
I mean, you are when you're fucking shipping them fucking like Dennis Savard and shit like that, dude. Or David Savard.
I don't know. Like, it's an interesting thing. Like, maybe the NHL can take a look at it. Maybe there's some kind of rule they can implement. But at the same time, I just don't think
league doctors in. You put league doctors in to assess the situation, not trust the fucking team doctors, because the team doctors could be like, yeah, sure, yeah, he can't play yet.
They should have both. Don't they? Do they have both or no?
No, it's just the team doctors.
Oh, well, that
I'm aware of.
If that's the case, they should, because they do have. They have that in other sports.
I don't fault Tampa at all. I just think it's fucking bullshit, dude. I just think it's mad bullshit that they were allowed to do that. And it's it'd be different if it was like just the minority who were thinking that. But dude, there's hockey writers out there going, yeah, this is fucking bullshit. Like people in mainstream hockey are going, yeah, this is fucking bullshit.
Well, yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that even though we're actually agreeing, like you're not faulting Tampa, I just think I can't even say it's bullshit because it just comes down to if it's that big of a deal, the league needs to do something and people should actually, make something happen instead of get mad. Like that's the thing is the thought really is, aside from you, most people are like, getting upset and mad at Tampa for
taking advantage of the situation.
Taking advantage of it as a business. Like, that's the thing is, as a personal, like, if it was just kind of a heart, like, as a person or this and that, like, I totally get it. But this is a business. They make money. They have to, like, they're competing. They're a business. They're trying to do the best for their fans, the organization, and their pockets. Like, this is, I can't even say it's, like, they're doing the best for all of those scenarios. The league needs to do something about that if they have a problem with it.
I understand your argument, though, dude. Like, why would teams want to help out fucking Tampa? I mean, Tampa's first round pick isn't going to be that high either way. So why would you fucking help them out at all?
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand that argument.
Yeah, but, and that's all I'm saying. Like, yes, it is kind of bullshit. Oh, what a fucking shot. Oh,
is that Nathan McKinnon?
I think
it was. That stick handling bitch.
He didn't even stick handle there. That was just a fucking rip.
Another thing that really grinded my gears, and this is more so the game.
Yes.
I don't think that game was called very fairly.
No.
Sam Bennett's hit was bad. That was a bad hit by Sam Bennett. 100% agree. Do I think it was suspendable? No. I think that should have been a fine. But literally, like 2 plays before that, fucking Steven Stamkos did it to somebody, and it was bad, man. It was.
There were a
bad.
couple of bad hits, and yeah, that's the thing. Is
Ryan McDonough took Anthony Duclair into the boards. A dangerous fucking hit, man. He cross-checked him 3 or 4 feet away from the boards and made him lose his balance. He went face first into the boards. Nothing was fucking called. I don't think that game was called very fairly. And I think because it wasn't called very fairly, that we're going to see some bad fucking blood coming, and game 2 is going to be even worse.
Well, the thing is, too, is that contributed to, I can't say 100% because, again, I agree. I think the hit from Sam Bennett was absolutely a bad hit and a dangerous hit. But I think it contributes. If they were to call,
Ryan McDonough,
on the other plays, if they call something there, maybe he doesn't try to go for it because at that point he's thinking, okay, they're letting us play. I still don't know if maybe I would have, completely supported the hit, but at the same time, we'd be talking about it like, okay, well, maybe that should have been called, a penalty or, a fine, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even we have, Billiams, who's a Lightning fan, and he was hoping that Bennett only got a fine because it's the playoffs. They were letting him play and they were allowing huge hits. Like at that point, you have to call it. You just have to call it fair. You're allowing certain things to brew up as the game persists, and that's what happened. I think that helped contribute to that hit. Even if it was slightly. I mean, Bennett may have pulled up if somebody else had gotten called for one of the other hits, but we don't know. But now he's going to miss game 2. Yeah. They've already lost in overtime in game 1. Tampa Bay captured that 5-4. On the road because Florida's at home. So they're able to steal one at home there, on the road there. And I think, either way, I still think this is going to be a really good series. And that first game, there were hockey players that are current and retired that said that was probably one of the best hockey games that they've watched in years.
Bro, I was
for us, we were entertained, but when you hear that from guys that have played the game and either watch a lot or don't watch much at all, for them to say this is the best game that they've seen in years, it just, sucks when now you're going to lose Sam Bennett, who since coming over to the Panthers has been an absolute fucking monster.
It's bullshit.
And he is one of those guys that isn't a repeat offender and doesn't get called for dirty shit.
It's just
but plays with an edge, and now you're going to lose that edge.
The DOPS fucking something up once again.
Yeah, it's not a shocker at this point. They're so inconsistent, and that's the thing that bugs me. And I know we've talked about it before. To me, the DOPS is just like umpires in baseball. You have to be consistent, and people will not have a problem. Once you become inconsistent, that's when you have your issues. People are going to call you out because this play that's the same exact or similar isn't called, but this other one gives you a suspension. This other one gives you a fine. This other one is nothing. You don't want to play that game. You want to be consistent.
It's the human element in decision making, man. You can't really do much about it because, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? But it is very inconsistent. I don't think Sam Bennett deserved a suspension, but I definitely think fucking Tom Wilson deserved one.
Yeah, well, his was far more dangerous, but he didn't. Yep. He got a $5,000 fine. Don't worry, and a pat on the back.
Yep. Good job, Tom.
But anyways, this series, what are your predictions here? And who's your X factor?
I'm gonna go Florida in 7, and my X factor is motherfucking Alexander Barkov, dude. I just think he's way too good. I think that he's gonna steal them a couple games.
I like it. Fuck. This one is really tough. I am going to go Lightning. And 2 things contribute for me. One is exactly what G, who is a Panthers fan, says all the time, and it's not Yandel. It's the missing piece. They're missing a defenseman that was probably a front runner for the Norris.
Oh shit! I got drafted in West Coast Hockey League.
Oh, nice!
I got San Jose Barracuda.
Baller. You're missing a defenseman that is one of the better ones in the league and was a Norris front runner until his injury. And when you're missing that, it's not good. I know they still play well as a team, and they looked really, really good in game 1. But when you're missing a guy like Ekblad, that's going to factor into a long series. Yeah. Especially against
all of their other defensemen have stepped the fuck up, though, dude.
They have, and again, I'm not saying that the defense is bad. I'm just saying when you're looking at it, it's something that G has brought up multiple times. You're missing that in a playoff series. It's not good. But me and my X factor now, actually, it's not going to be Kucherov. Because he's kind of a given. My X factor is actually Braden Point. And the reason I say that, aside from him being just an absolute monster, is the fact is he has kind of been the guy for the full season because Kucherov was out. He was kind of given a bigger role. Not that he can't handle it. He was given a bigger role. He stepped into it, played really well this season. He had some ups and downs. But now he slots back into his secondary role, if you will. And that just kind of stretches out that Tampa Bay depth that we talk about. And I think he's going to have a monster series. He's already scored 2 goals in the first game, just like Kucherov. Difference is Kucherov's 2 goals were basically he was standing there by himself and just, he's an absolute monster and just can pinpoint a shot, and he did on the power play. Braden Point was making plays to score his goals like he has been. He just looks so good and fits into that role, and I think he's going to be that X factor in the series.
That's understandable. That's a safe bet.
Yeah. And it sucks because if Ekblad's there, I still think, again, I was one of the couple of us that picked Florida to make the playoffs anyways, and now they're coming in. It's an impressive 2 seed. They've looked great all season long. And it just sucks that they don't have their full team ready to go. It sucks. I know it happens to other teams as well, but this is one of those situations that it's just really unfortunate because Ekblad would be huge at this series.
But I still think Florida takes it. Florida in 7.
I wouldn't be disappointed, but I just think that, I didn't think Tampa was, they're the ones to beat until they're beat. So
I could have dunked the fuck out of Oswald right now.
You should have. What the fuck? He's always a dick to you. You should have dunked on him.
See if he falls for it.
Okay. He may be watching, so. Oh, no, there's only one person, so it's probably Scott.
Moving on to Colorado and St. Louis.
7. I think this goes 7, though, and I'll pick Tampa. Yes, Colorado, St. Louis. Sorry, go ahead, Zach.
Currently watching that game right now. Here's my thing. I think if St. Louis can get Colorado to play their game, a bruising, slower paced game, grinding and stuff like that, I think that St. Louis can take this. But if St. Louis cannot manage the games, I think Colorado takes this for sure. This is an interesting matchup, man, because they're both really good teams. Both really, really good teams. I think Colorado has the advantage in star power, but I think St. Louis might have the advantage in systems. Do I think St. Louis is going to take this series? No. I think Colorado is going to take this in 7. But with that being said, if St. Louis can get Colorado to play St. Louis's game, St. Louis is going to take this.
Okay. We'll get back to your X Factor.
X Factor for me is motherfucking Cale Makar, man. Kid's a stud. I hate him, but he's a stud.
You hate him?
I just don't like his face.
Oh, okay.
He has a my dad's a lawyer type of face.
Okay. All right, fair. Okay, so for me, I get what you're saying. I thought St. Louis was much better, or was going to be much better than they were this season. I do know that they had some injuries. Everybody does. I just don't think they've played their hockey all season.
Yeah.
And I don't think I mean, it's a playoff, anything can happen, but I just don't think they're going to be able to turn it on against the team that's basically
the best.
I mean, they've been the best pretty much all season long. I mean, they are fast. They are physical. St. Louis could be more physical if they were given the chance. But that's the thing, is I think that Colorado, because of their athleticism and the way that they're, again, you want to talk about system, I think Colorado's system is one of the best too. They play a fast game, and they just play it as a team. And when you do that as a team and you don't just have a couple of quick guys, their breakouts are crisp. Their guys are just quick. Mm-hmm. They know how to puck handle. They know how to pass. They know how to shoot. There's not a weak spot on that team. I mean, you look at the goaltending, you got Grubauer, who's got a 195 on the season. He's been nuts. It's just they're so good. And then you've got McKinnon, who's, I mean, one of the best players in the league. You've got Makar, one of the budding stars.
He leads the active roster players in points per games in the playoffs. He's played 40 playoff games, and he has 54 points.
Jesus.
Yep.
I mean, he's just unreal. And that's the thing, is I just, again, it goes, as Scott said here, Avs are just too good for everyone, but maybe Vegas and Tampa, which, again, I can see that too, as I think, and it's not that I actually think that they can play and beat Vegas, but those are that's the matchup you want to see go to the finals. You want to see Vegas versus Colorado, because they've been two of the 4 best teams all season long. You want to see that matchup to see, if one of those guys can make it to the finals, because I really think that either of those teams, and who comes out of the East? I think the East. No.
Excuse me.
Or Carolina. Is Carolina in which division are they in?
Central.
Central? Okay. Or the Central. I I think one of those teams are going to win the Stanley Cup. My pick is obviously the Avalanche, and I've said it since before the season. But that's the thing is I just think that they're so good, and that's the series you want to see. You want to see Vegas and Vegas and Colorado playing to move on. And I agree with exactly. Oh, they just scored again. Colorado just scored again. Didn't see who it was. I just looked up and saw the puck bouncing out of the net.
They're just so fucking good, man.
Oh, Landeskog. They're just
fucking good.
They are. They're so good. So
That's what's
Colorado.
crazy though, man. Like they're like one of the only teams that I know of that can have just like one line carry them. That's how fucking good.
Tip.
What a tip, yeah. That they're like one of the only teams I know that have one line that just carries them, dude.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're a little bit deeper than that, to be honest with you. I think it hasn't clicked, or it didn't click for a while with their depth, because coming into the season, we talked about how, they had some of these role players that would fit in certain spots on those other lines, that they were looking deeper than they had the last couple of seasons. I think it didn't click for a little bit, but they figured it out. And I think they have maybe not the most, I don't want to say star depth power, but, not one of the most known,
Their
lines
their top line is the West Coast perfection line, dude.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just unreal. It's fun to watch. But I think they're a little bit deeper than one line, but I agree. The thing is I don't think you're necessarily saying that they're not deep. You're just saying that as a top line, you're looking at it, that they just separate them. Even if the other lines play well, they're just so much better than everybody else that they could just carry them regardless.
Oh, their other three lines are just good at not getting scored on. That's what it is.
Yeah,
they essentially
do their job.
They essentially have three shutdown lines and then just let the top line fucking. That's how good their top line is. They can go against anybody and just fucking score.
Yeah, that's true, and that's fair. I mean, that's the thing, and I think for that reason, I don't think this is going to be a long series. I think Colorado's going to roll through it. I don't think they sweep. I think it's another one of those 5-game series, maybe 6. I don't think it goes 7. I just think they're too quick, and they're going to run down St. Louis. They weren't able to. They were not able to get their footing at any point throughout the season. They squeaked in, like you said. They're not going to be able to get their footing in this series. And my X factor, I agree. I think it's going to be Makar. I mean, he's a shutdown D-man.
Well, I don't know about shutdown, but
he's good enough. He's good enough defensively. He's not just offensive. And you've already seen his offensive numbers. He's already scored a goal tonight. He's just the X factor. I mean, McKinnon's just the star, and he's kind of the budding star. I think he is the X factor there.
Moving on to Vegas and Minnesota. I actually have Minnesota taking this series.
Wow.
I have Minnesota taking this in 6. I think they just clicked so well going into the playoffs. And that's not to take anything away from Vegas. Vegas is an excellent team. But, Minnesota has nothing to lose, dude. They kind of weren't – they were a bubble team. They weren't 100% expected to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I just think they keep that mentality going into the playoffs. They keep it going. And I just think they take this series. They play a very stout defensive game that kind of clogs up the zone against the high-flying forwards of essentially what I'm saying is I think that Minnesota is going to get Vegas to play their game. And they did that in game 1.
They did.
Vegas scores on rush chances, man, and puck possession in the zone. And neither of those things were they able to establish in that game 1. And I think it's going to be very hard for them to establish that in in their series against Minnesota. The X factor for me for Minnesota is going to be Matt Dumba. The way Matt Dumba goes is the way that the Minnesota Wild will go.
That's fair. I mean, that's a good assessment. For me, it's actually the opposite. I think that Minnesota came in and in a not really a bad way, but in a kind of rough sense, they came in and surprised Vegas. I think Vegas not necessarily was taking them lightly, but I think that they were kind of taking them basically like most people have taken them all season. They snuck in, they surprised people. They were able to break through all of the analytics that say that they should not be where they are. Yeah. They just kind of were an anomaly and were able to get into the playoffs as a 3 seed and yada, yada. So I think maybe Vegas, I don't want to say took them lightly because I don't think that happens all that often in professional sports, but they may have taken them a little bit lightly in the first game. And I think now that they were able to get, again, it was a 1-0 overtime loss for Vegas at home. It was an absolute fucking goaltending clinic by both goalies. It was so fun to watch. I mean, Talbot.
That was a very exciting game to watch.
That was one of the best 1-0 games I've ever watched.
Oh, I mean, dude, it was exciting.
Cam Talbot, it was 42 save shutout.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing is I know Cam Talbot's played well this season, but Cam Talbot isn't a goalie that normally steals 42 game shutouts.
Their defense is underrated.
Or 42
their offense
shots.
Gets going. They're a great team, and Talbot has been nuts towards the end of the season. Thank you, Scott.
I understand that, yeah, and I get that. But the thing is Cam Talbot isn't normally somebody you think of that spits out 42 game shutout, especially in the playoffs against a team that's been one of the best over the last couple of seasons. And for me, I'm not underrating the Wild. I understand that they've played well, and obviously as a 3 seed and doing what they did this season, they earned it. But again, pointing to kind of how they played throughout the season, I know analytics aren't everything, but most of the analytics say that they should not be in the position they are. I think Vegas is much better than, even though, again, they were able to develop and have a lot of offense in this game because they did have 42 shots on net. Yeah. Cam Talbot is not going to shut them out on 42 shots a night.
Agreed.
And that's why I think that I just think Vegas comes out in this next game and they may like shit kick them.
Yeah.
I think they're going to come out and win like 4-5-0 or 4-5-1 or 2. It's going to be a game where they just come out and they're going to get, I don't know. It's going to revert back to the norm for Talbot. It's not going to be an unreal save percentage. And I just think Vegas they're able to regroup and come out and play their game next game. And I think that's going to bode well for the series. If they're able to bounce back in a big way, I think Minnesota gets an oh shit.
I understand what you're saying about like the analytics side of it, but you can't solely rely on analytics.
No, and I'm not. I'm just saying that.
Look what happened to Florida.
Yeah.
Previously, look what happened to Florida. They relied solely on analytics. Look what happened to Arizona. Solely relied on analytics, and analytics can only get you so far, man. Yep. We got crowds. We got crowds in the arenas now. I don't know, man. I think Minnesota just has one of the better. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Wrong fucking podcast.
Wednesday.
And even then, it's not even guaranteed, you big bitch.
But he did say this.
Hey, all you need is Talbot to go on a streak in the playoffs, man. That's all you need. He needs to win you 16 games.
Yeah, but he got hot at the end of the season, like Scott said. He had an unreal ending of the season. Maybe this is the tail end of his streak.
I mean, it could be. But I still think Minnesota takes it.
I mean, it would be shocking, but I just think Vegas is too good. Again, I think they figured out they win this series. I think they get it in 6 since they lost one at home. But I just think, I really do. I think Minnesota came out, surprised them, and Talbot really surprised them because I think they threw a lot of those shots just on net, hoping one of them would pop in because it's Cam Talbot, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to be a complete dick, but Cam Talbot has earned multiple wealthy contracts for doing very well as a backup in New York years ago. So I just think that Vegas gets it, and they're going to get it in 6 or less. I wouldn't be surprised if they won 4 in a row. These other 2 games, we can't really. I mean, we could give predictions. Well, we could still give predictions and X factors here.
I think he's trying to hurry us along.
He is. So Toronto, Montreal. No games start until Thursday. Or wait, is one of them on Wednesday? I don't know. Either way, they start later this week.
My predictions for the Toronto Montreal, I take Montreal in 6. I don't think Toronto has the goaltending to take them through the playoffs versus Montreal does, and Carey Price. Carey Price has won in the playoffs before, so he knows what it takes. And for me, the X factor for Montreal is going to be Tyler fucking Toffoli, dude. If he gets hot, game over.
He had 29 goals this year.
If he gets hot, game fucking over.
That's fair. My take on this one is I'm actually taking Toronto because of the Carey Price injury. He's going to have to play in the AHL before this series. Him and Brendan Gallagher are coming back. They're playing in a game in the AHL before the series start. Their series starts on Thursday. It really comes down to how healthy Carey Price is. If he comes back and he's healthy and just is able to refocus right out the gate, your prediction is 100% correct, and I would agree with you. My problem is I don't know how healthy Carey Price is going to be by Thursday. I don't know that it's going to take him a half a game to get ready, especially when you look at what Toronto's been able to do in this same division. They're playing the same teams here in the North Division. They played Montreal multiple times throughout the year. And I just think with Marner, with Matthews, and what they've been able to do this season, I just think it's too much for Carey Price coming back from injury. If Carey Price had been injured, had already had this conditioning stint a week ago, and I knew that he was ready to go, I would agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But I don't know that, so I'm going to stick with Toronto. I think they're going to, at this point, run through the North Division. They have all season long, and I think they have the offense regardless. Jack Campbell is their starting goaltender for Game 1, and he's had an impressive season. So if they're going to stick and ride with Jack Campbell, I think that that's going to bode well for them. And I just think there's too much offense for them to oust themselves in this portion of the playoffs. I just think they're too good for the North Division at this point because of where Montreal's at. I think they run through this in 5. And I think my X factor is
this season.
Yeah.
How many times did they play?
I don't know. I think they played more than the other divisions because there's less teams in them.
The 2020s, this decade. So I'm assuming it's just this season. Montreal or Toronto went 6-7 against Montreal. So it's not like they're much better than Montreal. Like they don't play well against Montreal.
Millsy said Price got bullied, by the baby Leafs when he was he played against the Marlies.
Oh, did he?
That's what Millsy said. No, and again, if Carey Price was healthy, I agree with you. If I knew that, it's too big of a question mark going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they've done well all season. That's just my prediction. And my X factor in this one is, it's going to be Marner. Everybody's looking at Matthews because he won the Rocket Richard. He's going to be fine. I don't think Marner is underrated this season because he has produced a lot of points. Yeah. But I think more people are talking about Austin Matthews because he got the Rocket Richard. He's been getting the attention this season when Marner's been getting it the last couple. I think he's going to be a big part of this series. Just facilitating. That's his game. He's very good at it. And the crazy part is, not even talking about Tavares, but I think Marner's going to be the X factor here.
Fair assessment. Edmonton and Winnipeg. Now, this is a toss-up. Not necessarily. For me, I think Winnipeg takes this series, and I actually think they take it in 5. I think they have better defense, better goaltending than Edmonton does. And Winnipeg's top line matches up very well against Edmonton's top line. So then at that point, it's a battle of depth. And then you have the likes of like PLD. Who else they have? They have Paul Stastny still? Yeah, they still have Paul Stastny.
Yeah.
So I just think Winnipeg has the depth to take it. I think Paul Stastny's still with them.
I actually 100% agree with you on this. I think that we've talked about it before. As impressive as a season as Connor McDavid's had, as Leon Draisaitl has had, that is the Edmonton Oilers, and now you're talking playoffs in a 7-game series. There's just no way they hang. I don't think. I think it's going to be 5 games. Winnipeg has the defensive depth. Winnipeg has the goaltender in this division. And their forward depth can hang with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
I think so too.
I think this is going to be a statement series, honestly, for PLD. I also agree. I think he's the X factor.
That was going to be my X factor.
Yeah, we're going to agree on this one 100%. He's going to be the X factor. I think he breaks out in this series.
I think so too. I think he stamps his name as I am a legit fucking center. Everybody bow down and lick my toes.
Mm-hmm.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Also, Morton Oswald. Sorry, I was in the middle of talking.
Morton? I love how that's how he says it whenever you say to him, Morton?
Morton. But yeah, so that one's an easy. We 100% agree on that series. That one starts later this week as well. So that's our playoff predictions. Wish we got some of the other guys. But
So we'll quickly go over.
Not much here. Season's over, but there were some notable things for our favorite section.
So Drake Rimshaw made his NHL debut against the Colorado Avalanche. Got absolutely fucking walked by Mikko Rantanen, dude. It was laughable. I felt bad for you.
That is not the team you want to make your debut against.
No.
When your team has nothing to play for and they're playing for the President's Trophy.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad for him. He just got absolutely fucking walked by him.
And hold on, and I want to step in too. That's when people were asking, I think too, they're like, why is this guy getting his debut over like Akil Thomas or someone else too? And
because I don't think Rimshaw comes back next season.
No, but that's the thing. It was kind of like other people were asking, like, whoa, why does this guy? That's exactly why. You do not want a guy that you're going to be keeping around make their debut against the best team in the league when your team has nothing to play for and they have a President's Trophy to play for.
Exactly.
So, yes, congratulations for your debut. Later.
See you later. Nothing comes back. So Doughty and Kopitar made some interesting comments in their exit interviews. Both of them essentially said that Rob Blake needs to do something this summer to address some holes that they feel that the team has. Doughty feels like the defense is fine and there's holes up front. While I think Kopitar kind of just said broadly, there's some holes, we need some veterans, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to disagree with Drew Doughty. There is an obvious glaring hole on defense, and that is at lefty. Whether it be that we go out and trade for or sign somebody to play with Doughty or trade for somebody to play, second pairing. But see, here's the thing though, dude. Like, I really feel like Mikey Anderson and Toby Bjornfoot have played their way into the top four. I really feel like they have. But if the Kings can go out and make a trade to get a Zach Werenski, something like that, I don't even know who's available, like, coming up in UFA. But if what are we? This is 21, 22.
Mike Matheson might be available.
Fuck out of here.
We're wrapping up, Fire. Calm down. We're on the last part. But yes, we do not want Mike Matheson, as great as he's played for you.
I think if the Kings can go out and get somebody like Zach Werenski, I think you do it, man. I think you do it, and you slot, Mikey Anderson at the 4 or the second left-handed defenseman, and Toby at 3. Because then at that point, your left side is locked down, bro. I am confident with both of those, with those two playing.
I agree. So look, I get what you're saying and disagreeing with Doughty, but look, Doughty is a defenseman. He was trying to, again, I think, in my opinion, what I was trying to get at, what I got out of it was he's trying to say exactly what you did. The guys that he played with this season, the Mikey Andersons, the Tobias Bjornfoot, those guys are impressive. They've earned a spot, and that's what he was trying to say. He's not worried about the defense because we have some guys like that here and ready to go. He's not going to sit there again in an exit interview and say, oh, yeah, I think we have a glaring need in, basically for one of his, partners, saying, hey, go get a Zach Werenski or somebody like that in his exit interview. He's trying to say, kind of like Kopitar. Kopitar will always say things in a little bit nicer ways because Doughty's just more of an outspoken person.
And Kopi is
he's the captain.
Yep.
And even though Doughty's kind of a captain-like presence in the locker room, he's not going to sit there and kind of, he is just more of an outspoken guy, and he's going to say, hey, make him. He has to say it more. Get some offense because our defense looked well. He's the kind of the captain on defense, if you will. Maybe he, again, has went and talked to. I think basically he is saying that the defense is fine with the prospects that we have that have kind of come up and come into their own this season. But again, I don't think he's opposed. If you threw in front of him, hey, Zach Werenski's available, we can go get him. I'm sure he's going to jump all over that and say, oh, fuck yeah, let's do it. So I just think it was just more of Doughty's personality and how he's saying it versus how Kopi is. But again, it's kind of goes back to exactly what we've said. It's not that they were being negative towards the team. They're kind of in agreement with the direction of the organization or what we think the direction of the organization is going. We're all kind of thinking that is what the front office is also ready to do. Since you had the coach basically say, we're done with rebuilding, which means that this season, we weren't going to be trying to acquire draft picks. We're going to start getting the kids to play, see who's going to stick around, who's going to get traded, who's going to get, AHL, who's going to get, be on the team next season. That's all they're trying to establish this season. And now this offseason is when you're going to make your moves to, all right, empty net, Nathan McKinnon. Ba-boom.
I have more respect for him now because he's out there on the empty on the 5-on-6. Some notable left-handed defensemen that the Kings can target in this upcoming UFA session, I guess you would call it. Jamie Alexiak, UFA. Ryan Murray, poo-poo. But you also have the likes of where'd it go? Eric Gustafson is also going to be a UFA. You also have Ian Cole. Ian Cole is going to be UFA. And then you also have Carl Gunnarsson.
Fair.
That's another player the Kings can target if they want to go cheap. But again, I personally think that they're going to hit up Columbus and they're going to be like, hey.
I think I agree. I think even if it's not Werenski, I think they're going to hit up somebody because we have the assets to acquire, and we have to move some of these guys. I said not everybody can be on the roster.
Yeah.
And there's some of these guys that are ready to take the next step.
Rasmus Kupari going to be on the roster next season. Quentin Byfield going to be on the roster next season. There are kids who are ready to play. And there are also people who are in the organization that aren't necessarily ready. But, if you move them to, here we go. Now we're getting chippy at the end of the game. I was waiting for this.
Yeah. Right at 0.
I could see the Kings hitting up, look at Jordan Bennington, dude. You love it. You love it. You love it. He's getting his team pumped up, bro. Getting his team pumped up. Love it. Oh, they're going to be pissed because remember what happened in San Jose?
Yeah.
When they were down all those goals and Jordan Bennington got pulled and he started shit with Dubnyk?
Yeah.
Let's go. I could see them hitting up, Colorado for Sam Girard or even, Ryan Graves possibly. More than likely Sam Girard. I think they're looking at somebody like Sam Girard, Zach Werenski, somebody who can quarterback the power play.
Yeah.
So I think that they do that, and I think they also might look at a forward or two that can help fill in the roster for some of these vets that are going bye-bye.
Oh.
Well, look at Kyle Clifford.
Did you see? Yeah, it was Clifford. That's who it was. You saw him smack.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, Grubauer's hitting the back of his legs. I'd be pissed too.
Damn. All right. Well, this will be a fun game too.
Yeah, it is. Playoff hockey. You love to see it. As far as forwards go, there's nothing really that stands out to me. Gabe Landeskog is going to be a free agent at the end of the season.
Not
you never know, dude. The Avalanche are going to have to sign a lot of players.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's so young.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Isn't he like 23 or 24?
Landeskog? He's 28, my guy.
Oh, is he already that old?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not old, but fuck.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Taylor Hall.
Teddy Bluger is going to be a free agent this season.
Zach Hyman. Philip Deneau. There are some kids that are out there, or not kids, but there are some players who are out there that the Kings could sign in UFA that help fill the roster that has some playing experience, right?
Yep.
So I think that that's what the Kings are going to target in the offseason. We have the cap space. We have expiring contracts after the season. So we're going to have even more cap space. They're going to need to hit cap floor. So I think that they make a move for, a left-handed defenseman, which I think is Zach Werenski personally. And I also think they make a move or two for some forwards, some veteran forwards.
One for a forward. Do they, again, this is not an opinion on if I think they should or not.
Yeah.
Do they contact Taylor Hall?
No. Well, yes, they do. And the reason being, we pitch it to Taylor Hall as in, we'll give you your money, but don't expect to win in these next couple seasons. Give us a season or two to get things, the ship righted, but you're going to be playing with some awesome young fucking talent. But here's the thing, though, dude. If I was Rob Blake, I don't want to sign a 29-year-old to a max contract.
No. I don't think so either. But it just comes – it probably comes down to you contact him and see what he's looking for. Signing Hall would fuck your team.
Well, here's the thing, though. Signing Hall would guarantee us the number one overall pick the following season. So
and we're not winning a cup next season.
There's always that. I mean, of course, they probably hit him up, but Here's another thing that's on the docket. The Kings may hit up fucking Buffalo for Jack Eichel.
Yeah.
Kings have the talent and the cap space. And I don't personally want him just because I'm afraid of what his attitude, the cost and also his attitude. But dude, if the Kings get Jack Eichel, I mean, bro, dude, that's a solid 1-2-3 punch.
Yeah, and the thing is everybody throwing around the potential deals. If they call up Buffalo and they ask for Byfield, it's just not happening.
No, Kings aren't getting rid of Byfield. That's their highest draft pick since fucking Drew Doughty. Kings aren't giving away Byfield. No way.
That's what I'm saying. If they ask for him, it's not happening. Don't even worry about it. They're not going to accept that deal.
Maybe Velarde.
It may be a Velarde. It's going to be some of the next. Yeah, it's going to be the next tier of prospects. I
don't even think if you want to call it. I don't think be like Velarde, Kupari.
Yeah.
Kel Clay, or like a defense prospect and a first and a second.
Yeah, they'll probably say no to Turcotte and Byfield and just offer some additional, next tier style prospects. Because
even though
why
I
would
think
you not take
is like the next coming of fucking Ryan Getzlaf.
I mean, I think, it's not that again, when we're talking about these, it's not that we want them to personally like get rid of these players. It's just when you are trying to acquire a player with that kind of skill, you have to give up something of skill. This is not NHL 21 turning off cap space and the trade, the trade meter or whatever you want to call it. You have to give away talent to get talent.
Yep.
So,
but I just don't think the Kings are going to give away Byfield.
No, they're not. There's no chance they're giving away Byfield.
And I also don't see them getting rid of Turcotte either.
I don't either. I think Turcotte and Byfield are no. Everybody else.
I think that right there is the future 1 and 2C of LA, unless we get Jack Eichel.
Yeah.
So what did McClellan say?
He made some comments, I know, after the final game, and it was similar in nature to the team getting better, but he said it more so like a coach that wants to I don't want to say inspire confidence, but kind of put a fire under their ass, like saying, look, down the stretch, we basically, I mean, this is a summarized, like I don't have the quote in front of me. A summarized quote was basically, we did not play well down the stretch. He wasn't happy with the compete factor, if you will, down the stretch either. I mean, the thing is it's not that he was expecting to be a playoff team, but when you're losing, you don't necessarily, when you're looking at the last couple of weeks, there were too many 6-0, 5-0, 5-1. Oh. There were too many of those blowout games. And so when that happens, you're looking at effort. And if you don't see that as a coach, I mean, that's basically what he said. He was saying that the effort wasn't there and that he definitely saw some players that will not be back next season is kind of what he said. He didn't call anybody out, but he said there's definitely some players in this locker room that will not be here next season.
I wholeheartedly agree with him.
Which it's not kind of it's not really like a negative or a shock really, because it's true. There are going to be some players that aren't here next season, but at the same time, he was saying it more so like the compete wasn't there. Some of the guys he probably noticed weren't putting in the effort and they probably should have and were needed to prove themselves a little bit more than they did. So he was saying it, not just, some guys won't be here because of trades and this and that. It was more so like, all right, well, we figured out some of these guys just aren't cut out for it is really what I got from it.
Don't see Grinsham back. Don't see Wagner back. Don't see who else is in that bottom six? Don't see Lemieux back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, there's kids who are ready to take their place.
Yep. 100%.
So what'd you have to drink this week, Furry?
Hey, guess what? I had from hold on, where is it from?
Monkish?
Oh, Monkish Brewing. courtesy of our fellow friend, Zach, who drove all the way up here yesterday and brought me this beer. And I'm not able to get Monkish. They don't sell anywhere, right? Just the brewery.
They don't
just
distribute.
Brewery,
You
right?
have to go to the brewery.
Have to go to the brewery. Again, we don't live that far. It was about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, barring traffic.
Yep.
But
a lot of
never
people
been
in
to
different
Monkish.
states though would think that that's far.
Yeah, I know. But it's not. It's just like what, maybe 35 miles. It just takes that long.
It was 53 miles.
Oh, okay. I guess that's not.
So a precursor to Monkish.
Yes.
Monkish is the end-all, be-all of hazy IPAs in Southern California. They kind of put hazy IPAs on the map for Southern California. They were doing it before everybody else was down here.
Before everybody else got lazy, because now hazies have become kind of a lazy beer, because all a hazy is you're not really filtering out the extra stuff. But they did it as an art.
They perfected it. They have perfected it. All of their beers are really good. You can actually sell some Monkish on the East Coast for thousands of dollars, dude. That's how good their shit is. Yeah.
It's like those single barrel whiskeys and shit. Mm-hmm. It's like super
another brewery that's like that is Bottle Logic, dude. Their yearly releases, you can sell them for like thousands of dollars on like beer trades like out.
Dude, even the ones that you get the small batch bottling that they do. Yep. Some of them are just like, even the ones that come here over to the liquor store I go to, they're ones that are like, I don't know, like 13% and stuff that are in the bombers. They're like $40-$50.
Oh, see, I get them for like 20.
Yeah.
Since it's closer to me, it's like 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like $50.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's their yearly releases.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, from Monkish, I have had Monkish, I think, once or twice before. Again, like Zach said, they're really hard to get. I've had them from maybe a couple of other friends, but it's been a long time. I haven't had Monkish in years. But yes, he kindly drove this up to me. It is called Space Cookie. It is a double IPA that is brewed with cookies, milk sugar, and vanilla beans. Dude, I took a sip of this and I was just like, holy fuck, I taste cookies.
Yep.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's not like too sweet either. I got like the IPA bitter at the end a little bit.
That was the kicker for me, dude. It's not overly sweet.
It wasn't like having a stout. It was I took it, I tasted the cookie, and then it was like, oh, there's hops. A IPA.
There's hops.
Yeah.
There's the hops.
Yeah, it's amazing. Dude, I don't know. I mean, this is so good. This is, again, one of the best hazies I've ever had. It's definitely a 10. So we'll have to do on the Moan scale, but we had the same one, right? Are you going to rate it?
Yeah, I had Space Cookie. I've had two of them now. And the second time I had it was just as good as the first. You get the cookie flavor up front, and it's not overbearing. It's not like, oh my God, this tastes exactly like a cookie. It's like, oh man, I get hints of eating like a chocolate chip or a Chips Ahoy or something like that.
Yeah.
But then on the back end of it, you get the hops flavor of it. I can't remember exactly what hops were brewed in it. But it has to be one of the best. I guess it's not a milk. I guess you can call it a milkshake IPA because it has the milk sugar in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the lactose though.
Yeah.
But Monkish does a very good job of blending those sweet characters with the hops and stuff like that. And I think they did a phenomenal job with this beer. When I read the description of the beer, I was very excited about it. And then I had it, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Exactly what they described in their description is exactly what I tasted. Mm-hmm.
And it's 8.3%.
So it'll get you a little buzzed. So I agree with you. I think that it's a 10 as well. I give it a 10. A 10.
A 10.
And I'm going to give it
a synchronized moan.
1, 2, 3. The first ever synchronized moan, dude. Let's go, boys. If you haven't yet, make sure to make sure to follow us on Twitch. We don't ask for subscriptions, but if you do decide that you want to subscribe or you want to donate, we greatly appreciate that. That goes towards the overall podcast that you're listening to now. Also, our media show, the NCHL Hockey League as well. So it's kind of overarching. We kind of blend all of that together. If you haven't yet, make sure to follow us on Twitter at in the NTRL zone. You can also follow us on Instagram, itnz.hockey, and then also on YouTube at In the Neutral Zone Hockey Podcast. You can also find me and Daniel on Wednesday doing the NZHL Media Show. You can also catch me and Dave on the Zach and Dave Make a Podcast show. You can also find me, Dave, and Alex on the Dungeons and Dummies on Sundays. Very busy.
Very busy. We are.
So, yeah, if you haven't yet, make sure to do all of that. I don't know if we have anything else you want to plug.
Don't think so. Go NHL playoffs.
Go NHL playoffs. And with that being said, bye.
Bye. Smooches.